All right, good morning, everybody. Doing a market update here. This is through StreamYard, and I'm going to dive right in. So what we have here, if we look into this, this is the market, right? So what we have is so you can see my cursor here. So this is all of the single family homes, townhomes, condos, everything. I want you to know what's going on in the market. So if you're sitting around the kitchen table, hopefully this is some valuable information for you to really understand what's going on in the general market. I'm going to get into the days on market. I'm going to get into month supply of inventory, and I'm going to also do that for simply single family homes. So what this is an aggregated data of all the MLS put together: Indian River County, Martin County, Palm Beach County, Flex MLS, all of this data put together. So what this line is here, and I'm always colorblind, I would say this is probably light green and this is dark green. Let's for the purposes of that. So this goes back to 4/22. You can see that here. So that's January, February, March, April of 2022. You can see the large disparity between active units and solds, right? So what this is there's just a few more actives than there were solds. And the black line is pending, what goes under agreement, and then is pended to sell. So it runs relatively concurrently, congruently, whatever word you want to use, with the solds. So pendings fall in alignment with solds. So this is all of the properties on the market. There was very few properties on the market. What happened is the interest rates started kicking in. And this is what everybody felt like, wow, when I was watching this each month going, man, this is going to go up here. So I'm going, man, we are going to be up in here. Closings go down. And as a result, the month supply of inventory goes up and we start to creep further into potentially a buyer's market. That never really happened. We went into a neutral market, but which is neutral is between 3 and 6 months of inventory given absorption. And a seller's market is under 3 months. Buyer's market is over 6 months. Okay. So as we dive into this, you can see that inventory significantly went up, right? Then we hit our top, our zenith, our apex, whatever word you want to use, right around November, December of last year, and it peaked up a little bit into January. But then what happened was, and you'll see a larger distinction once we go to single family homes from the townhomes and condos and villas and all that kind of thing, duplexes, everything, manufactured homes, everything. So I want you to see that the inventory did go up, but now the inventory has gone down because pendings started going up, closings went up in tandem with that. And now we've started to kind of level off in the last 4 months of, closed, and that's eating up the inventory because more properties are not coming on the market. So I hope that this is helpful to you to see inventory did go up. It has gone down. Closings have gone up. All right. So let's get to our next graph here. Let's go into, this was the same. So this was total. All right. And let's go with month supply of inventory. All right. That's not month supply of inventory. Let's go, actually, I'm going to wait on that. Let's go to days on the market. So this is what a lot of people are seeing. So let me present this to you. Okay. So this was very low days on the market back in that crazy time. This was kind of towards the end of the crazy time. And then days on the market started really creeping up. Now, even 60 days on the market, if we look at it as a whole, is actually pretty low. If you look at Case-Shiller over the last like 20 years, I think the average days on the market, and you have low, you have high, what's the average of all of that, is like 70 something days. So we still, it felt like a lot because we were in such a unique time, if you will. The days on the market went up. Now, this line up here is the sale price to the original listing price. So what does that mean? Well, we're getting on average 98% of the original listing price to the sale price, around 98%. And what this means is that some people were taking a little, they would price their properties and they would take like 98%. Others would price their properties higher and then reduce the price, and they were getting on average 98% of that original listing price. That's a critical piece to understand here. Original listing price. Now, what happened? So as days on market went up, people either took less for their homes or they lowered the price and then got the sale and sold for 98, 96, 96, 92, 92, 92, 92, 89, so forth, right? So right now, well, as of last month, we were getting about 91% of the original listing price to the eventual sale price, right? So that's a critical thing to understand. And the days on market has actually gone down. This is all of the properties. This is single family homes, this is townhomes, so forth. Okay. So this tells a very good tale that the inventory is starting to come down. Obviously, you saw from the last graph, days on the market is going down. That being said, we're getting 91% on average. This doesn't mean if you put your property on the market, you're going to get 91%. You might get 100% if you price it properly. But it's just showing us that you buyers out there, there are deals to be made, or, you don't have to pay list price. Now, if we look at some graphs, that's why you want to work with a good agent. Maybe you're looking in, say, for instance, Port St. Lucie. If you're looking under 450,000, there's a very low inventory. I'm not going to get into that information here right now, but for the purposes of this, we can aggregate this data for anything. We could say, Vero Beach under this amount, only condos. And you can kind of see, because some of these markets are actually in a buyer's market for that particular kind of micro market within that macro market, if you will, right? So this is, hopefully a helpful to the sellers of like, really need to price properly and you will sell, but know that you're going to be on the market a little bit longer than we were a year ago. And that's just something, where the market's at right now. Okay. So let's now dive into month supply of inventory. I always like this one. Okay. So I'm going to present my screen here. Month supply of inventory is a great one to know. So what months, you can see that this is a very low month supply of inventory. Now it really went up. It went up significantly from 1.3, 1.6. It really trended up. And the month supply of inventory almost got into a buyer's market, almost. But then season kicked in, snowbirds came back into town, and or people started getting used to higher interest rates, and they said, well, we're going to buy anyways, so we're going to take it on the chin and pay a higher interest rate. So what happened is the inventory started getting absorbed, sold. And now we are just into a neutral market. We're kind of trending right around, and you can see this area here. Now remember, this is condos, villas, townhomes. This goes all the way from Indian River County down to the areas of Broward, depending on, what MLS people are a member of, and then that adds into this program I use called Trend Graphics. Okay. So I think that this is helpful, that you see that we're actually very much in a very healthy market, not quite that crazy seller's market, certainly not in a buyer's market or close to. we're kind of in this neutral, just trending in a healthy month supply of inventory right in here. Okay. So this is helpful. Remember, this is all properties, manufactured homes, duplexes, everything. So I just want you to see this as kind of like I always like to say the 35,000 feet. What are we looking at here as a total kind of what is going on in the market, right? So, what I'm going to dive into now is the single family homes that we're looking at in all of these markets put together. Okay. So, what this tells us is that you can see this very, very tight market over in here. Not a lot of actives. Solds and pendings are very, very close here. So, pretty much everything that was going under agreement was pretty much selling. And then that declined as inventory went up because they run in an inverse relationship. As closings go down or pendings go down, closings go down, and then as more property comes on the market, inventory goes up. It has a very similar picture. These are single family homes, no price category, no square footage or anything, just all the properties. You're looking at around 11,000 properties, 11,500 average right now. Now, this is June, so we're just finishing up July, and then the July numbers come in August. So we'll see. It looks like it ticked up here just a little bit, only by 10 units. And you can see this similar leveling off in here of the closings, pendings, and a leveling off of active units. This is where we are. This is a good little trend right in here that we can see that the active properties are not going up like they were towards the end of last year in here. Okay. So as we move over to the single family homes, I'm going to show you the single family homes months supply of inventory. Right. So we have a kind of a unique thing going on here. Okay. We have a unique where it looks very, very similar to the total properties on the market. These can get a little confusing unless you really start looking at them a lot, but it's a very similar trend. Single family homes ran up almost, this is 5.5. As you add, if you remember from the previous month supply of inventory for the total properties on the market, condos, villas, townhomes, etc., with the single family homes, that was 5.7. Single family homes only went up to 5.5. With that as well, we see this similar sideways trend of month supply of inventory, and we are still in a seller's market in general. All right. So this is all of the single family homes, right? From a $50,000 manufactured unit to a multi-million dollar home. As a giant aggregate, we are at about 2.7 months of inventory, which is still technically in a seller's market. We got a little tick up here. We'll see how the July numbers come in, and we'll see, kind of what happens there as it starts to go up a little bit. I would guess that it's probably going down a little bit. So hopefully this is helpful. Now, I'm going to show you another graph here that I think might be helpful to you. And what is the one I want to use? I deleted so much stuff off of my screen because it got a little bit kind of, all right. So I'm going to get into, let's just look, for instance, in St. Lucie County. This is a little bit of a different graph. Okay. So as we look at this graph, this is year over year, right? So what this is I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit for you. Okay. Okay. So this is the quarterly numbers. So this is quarterly in St. Lucie County for the first, or Q2, which we just got out of. I went over this with Eric Rosberg the other day. And this is a very interesting depiction of what's going on in St. Lucie County. So the closed sales actually went down from this, 1961 to 1634. So that's down, right? You excuse my misuse of this. So that's down 16.7%. So remember, this is single family homes, St. Lucie County, all of the single family homes. If we were to dive into this, which I did with a previous graph for someone that I was showing, for instance, under 450,000, it doesn't go down, and the inventory is actually probably more like 1.7 months of inventory. If we look down in here, like it went from 2 to 2.3 months of inventory in that St. Lucie market, total single family homes, right? So this is all single family homes, right? All of St. Lucie County, all of single family homes, okay? So as we move over into, looking at this from a paid in cash, obviously paid in cash went down by 24.5%. Median sale price went down a little bit. Average sale price, this doesn't mean that you lost, 2.5% of the value of your home. It depends on it depends on the price point that we're looking in. This is important to understand. So don't look at this as like, oh gosh, I lost 2.5%. The volume went down, which means that that's all of the properties put together went down by 18.8%. Median time to contract took a lot more days to get it under agreement. It took more days to get it closed once it went under agreement. This is days on market, really. This is once you go under agreement, how many days on average does it take to sell? So the pending sales went down, new listings coming on the market. This is what's also holding the market up. We're not seeing as many properties come on the market. So that is increasing the scarcity, it's increasing scarcity, which is kind of a unique way to look at it. And the pending inventory is going down, but ultimately, the month supply of inventory has gone up by 15%. So let's go into another graph here. We can look at, for instance, let's dive into Palm Beach County. Let's dive into Palm Beach County with the same graph on the quarterly adjustment. Okay. So we're looking at this is the quarter. I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit for you here. Okay. All right. So you can see a very similar tail. We went from 4,483 to 4,150. So they're down in closed sales in Palm Beach County by around 7.4% for single family homes. Now there's some other stuff here that I want you to see. That the average sale price went down. What does that mean if we're to kind of just dig into that a little bit? It means that there's less of the higher priced homes because that's an average, right? So it's not the middle, it's the average, which is everything put together. You could say dollar volume, and really it is dollar volume divided by the amount of units that actually sold, and that's going to give you the average. So that means that there's less higher priced homes that are actually selling in Palm Beach County. That would be kind of a good way to look at it. Now, this shows you similar, they were getting 100% of median list price, like they were getting 100%. Now you're getting 95%. Median time to contract is a little less. I mean, it's up, less, whatever you want to say. So it's up. It's taking longer days to get to contract. It's taking more days to close. Now, the new listings, this is why the market's still holding up, because there's just less properties coming on the market, simply put. There's less properties coming on the market. People are sitting in their homes because they're sitting on an interest rate. They're not sitting there always because they love the home. They're sitting there because they go, 90% of Americans that have a mortgage in the United States right now, interest rate is under 6%. Remember that statistic. 90% of people with a mortgage have an interest rate below 60%. Furthermore, I don't remember the exact stat, but it's something like 40% of Americans with mortgages have an interest rate lower than 4%. So there's just a lot of people that are sitting on an interest rate. They're not necessarily sitting on a home. They're sitting on an interest rate. So I hope that this is helpful, because we still have a month supply of inventory, still pretty much in a seller's market, just barely went into that neutral market in Palm Beach County. So I'll bring up one more here because I can't leave Martin County out. I just love Martin County. I live here, and I need to honor our beloved Martin County, as I always say. So go away, StreamYard. All right. So let's look at Martin County. This thing changed a little bit on me. Maybe I can do something here. I don't know why it's doing this, but anyways, if you can see here, let's see if I can zoom in for you. Sorry about this. I got to play around with this a little bit more. But ultimately, what I want you to see here is that the month supply of inventory has actually, where the heck is it? Oh, there it is. Great. Okay. So let's get you really diving right into this here. Glad I was able to bring that up for you. So if we look at this, that the closed sales are actually up in Martin County. See, they're all a little bit different. You got to look at each county. This is total single family homes. Now this is paid in cash, went down by 6%. Median actually went up a little bit. Average sale price went up a little bit. We actually sold more property in the second quarter of 2023 than we did in 2022. So we can see that's kind of where the inventory started going up in that second quarter of last year. They were still getting on average 100% of list to sale price. Days on market was up a little bit, but not a big deal. Like 30 days on the market is not a lot. The median time to sale is up, but not a lot. Pending sales obviously was up a little bit. New listings actually went down. This is why Martin County, new listings went down. So the pending inventory actually went up. Active listings went up. So we're still, as a total, in Martin County, still in a seller's market across all of those categories. So I hope that this was helpful to you. I want to start bringing more of this to you so that you can see what's really going on out there. I'm playing around with this, obviously. So as you see this, I hope that this was helpful. I want to come to you each week with this kind of value that really helps you understand what's going on in the market as a whole. So when you're around the kitchen table, don't listen to CNN, don't listen to Fox, don't listen to whoever's on Facebook. Numbers don't lie. And I hope maybe you'll go back through this and see, when I go over on a listing appointment, or any agents on our team go on a listing appointment, we look at that price point that we have done the comparative market analysis, but we always start out as a macro. Then we dig in a little bit more with kind of the granular numbers. Then we dig into the CMA of that neighborhood and the bedroom, bathroom, age, and that kind of thing, so we can really get a good idea of what we should price the property at, so we can sell in the shortest period of time for the highest money. If you price it properly, we just got somebody $100,000 over their asking price, and that was a result of them listening to us, and got 15 offers and went over asking price by 6 digits. So that is still available out there. That still is happening. People are getting more for their homes if they price it properly than folks that are like, well, let's price it high and see what happens. Well, I can let you know that you're probably going to sit. You can see those average days on the market have gone up for people kind of sticking to their numbers. And, the median or the average sale to original listing price is down around that 91%. So, days on the market is up. Original listing price to sale price is down. So you need to price properly. And it does create that opportunity for buyers as well, that, hey, take a look at it, see if it's priced properly. Maybe it's not, and you might be able to buy something under what it's listed for, especially if it's been on the market for longer than most. So again, I hope this was helpful, and appreciate you watching. If you need any help, please reach out to myself or anyone on the team, and we'd love to help you out. Thank you.